Good evening. I'm Tom McClanahan. Thanks for joining us here on WTWO News at 6 on this Friday. This week, we're reminded of the dangers on the farm after a local teen died in a grain bin. The storage containers dot the landscape around the valley and pose a risk that farmers know all too well. Today, Sierra Hignite found out how to avoid falling into a dangerous situation. Sierra?
Thanks, Tom. Although it doesn't happen often, grain bin accidents can quickly become dangerous and life-threatening. Local firefighters and farmers are reminding those who come into contact with the containers to make sure they are putting safety first. Bin death. It's a familiar danger for those who work in agriculture.
Usually we try to avoid that at least once a year. And in that position, we will enter a bin only under certain situations.
One bin at Sullivan Grain Company can hold up to 500,000 bushels at one time. But no matter how big or small, the risk is the same.
In 10 minutes, after a person goes in and they get down that corn, they can't move, and then they just suffocate.
With the size and quick movement of grain inside these containers, Fire Chief Paul Hoggett says time is of the essence when it comes to responding to an entrapment.
In 45 years, I can remember we've had 3 grain bin accidents, and it's been a recovery every time.
The biggest obstacle for first responders is often lack of equipment and training.
Safety has to start at the farm.
Back at Sullivan Grain, Mark Cox tries to make sure that in the event someone does have to go into the bin, they are prepared.
We use radios in communication. We have lockout, tagout procedures set up that if we enter in that piece of equipment that we're either installing or running, will be locked out until we get done. We also have lifelines available where we can, and body harnesses.
It can happen in the blink of an eye, and even to the most experienced worker.
When that releases, there's a lot of energy behind it, and it can bury you really quickly.
Locally, grain bins fires happen more often than entrapments, but in the case someone does fall in, it's also recommended that there be someone stationed outside of the bin to be able to stop the machine inside, call 911, and start rescue procedures. Tom?
All right, Sierra, thank you. Some great advice. Purdue University does an annual survey of these accidents. The latest data is from 2016, where there were 29 entrapments nationwide, much lower than the record high 59 entrapments back in 2010.